Hi, and welcome back to the ToneBar channel. I'm just going to show you for a minute. I'm sorry I hadn't put videos on for a while. I hope you enjoyed my multi-mix Elisa's video. I'm having a little procedures going on, so I don't want to be in front of the camera, but the show must go on. The ToneBar must go on. This thing is not no joke. Everybody should have one. Okay, so what I'm going to show you today is a previous video that I made on my other YouTube channel that I can't get to. My computer blew up, and I lost all my passwords, and I lost everything. So this channel I had to start it because I lost my other one. But I found some clips of my first ToneBar presentation when I was patent pending. And disregard all the patent pending things because we have the patent. I don't have it right here with me. Yeah, I do. Hang on. Live TV. Oh. Okay. Sorry. In that video, I talk about I filed patent pending, but here is the full patent. And there's the date. This was issued on October the 24th of 2023. So, and the last, an acoustic guitar is a box. The last sentence in the abstract of the patent says, the strings are acoustically coupled to the bridge plate and to the soundboard to vibrate the soundboard to produce acoustically amplified string tones. Your acoustic guitar is a box. It's not, the voice coil is not being activated. Okay, so what I'm going to show you here is, so in this video, I have a presentation and I talk about a bunch of stuff. It was a couple years ago, and then I have a little install video at the end. So if you just tune in and ready to tune out, that's fine, but here's what you get. For $10 free shipping, you get a ToneBar in this package with a sticker. Here is the patented ToneBar. It's a proprietary piece of brass made of a specific material as close as I can get to the ball ends to transfer the sound. And you can't go to the hardware store and buy this. I have this made by a wire company, and then I fashion them into ToneBars. Alright, so the ToneBar actually weighs less than pins do. The ToneBar weighs less than all 6 pins, so you're taking weight off the guitar, you're adding solid contact, and every note rings out like a bell. I don't understand why everybody doesn't have one of these in their guitar. I've sold 4,000, but there's millions of guitars out there. Please tell somebody, don't be this guy. Don't be this guy thinking about pins all the time. See that guy? That's what most people, that's what's on most people's minds is a bunch of stupid pins. The pins do nothing. Okay, here's what you're looking at with the pins. The pins, just see how the strings are all in there just sideways, and they're tearing your bridge plate up, and they stick out. It's stupid. It's archaic, and it's stupid. Why are you doing that to them guitars you're buying? You're not getting the sound out of the guitars that you should be getting out of. Now here is what you're going to get when you install a ToneBar. That's a ToneBar. It's got a, it's not getting pulled straight up. So let's see that you can adjust the ToneBar when you first put it in. Make sure you get the same length on each side. The same length on each side, and then it's installed properly. Okay, now here is an actual Martin bridge, and I've drawn kind of where the pins touch, and this is where your pickup hole, where your wire for your pickup would be, and it's not even close to the ToneBar. So any electrical system you have in your acoustic guitar, the ToneBar does not affect it because it goes right over. See, this is, and I drew around the the tone bar, and this is an actual tone bar, and you can see it's the exact size. The dimensions are off a little bit, but see that's, oh, that's, yeah, there we go. That's an actual tone bar, and that's a draw I drew around that. Okay, now if you want your guitar to sound better, I'm gonna see the ball ends down there. Okay, so get a tone bar. They're $10 free shipping. I ship them right out. Tracking. Okay, one more thing before I show the presentation. Here's what you got now. When you put strings on your guitar, you're forcing the ball in up against the bridge plate just at this edge, and the pin is filling up the hole. Okay, and then it's the pin stops going in because it's smashing up against the sides at the top, which is smashing your string at the top, and your string is getting crimped here, and your string is getting crimped here. Now, when you take an 11,000 piece of wire and crimp it in two places, you're bound to get what? String breakage. This is what's going on. The pins are causing your strings to break. And all these people are saying, well, what if I break a string? With a tone bar, you will not break a string. Because, look here, this is all the proportion. The ball end is just slightly smaller than the pin hole. Okay, the tone bar goes through the inside of the ball end and is up against the bridge plate. Therefore, the string is coming straight up the sound hole and just making the break over the saddle. See, here's some old string just having me laying here. They only got one bend in them. They're bent over the saddle, and that is providing the maximum pressure on that saddle to make that guitar vibrate and make it sound good. The tone bar makes your guitar vibrate. You get sustain, clarity, projection, volume. The neck vibrates, the body vibrates. Is when you play something, you feel it. It's a whole different experience. Now, thanks for watching. Please get one today. They're $10 on eBay and Reverb. See, eBay and Reverb. That's what you're looking at right there. That's the tone bar logo. That's what you're getting. Contact all the way across there. All the way across there. Get one today. You won't be disappointed. Now watch my provisional patent presentation with a little install video at the end. If you want to watch that, it's I don't know how long it is, but you can fast forward through it or whatever. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'm back with more content. I got a bunch of other good stuff to show you for the holiday season. I'm going to give you the gifts of knowledge is what I'm giving you. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the following presentation. And have a good holidays, and take care of those that you love. Okay, welcome. This is what I'm going to show you today is a new patent pending method for installing your guitar strings on an acoustic guitar. This completely eliminates the pins. Got some stuff to read here for you before I show you everything. When flat top guitars first come out, way back in the early 1800s, they had pins. The method of installing strings on acoustic guitars hadn't changed in over 180 years. The pins just wedge the strings in there, and they really don't allow the strings to engage the bottom plate of the guitar, the bridge plate, the top, or the bridge. All they do is that they just wedge them in there, and since you can't see that, you didn't know how bad it looked because you can't look inside your guitar. But you know, I work on guitars, and I got all kind of busted guitars, and I look on the inside and I see what pins have done. Pins are sometimes hard to get in, sometimes they're hard to get out. You break them, they fall out, it makes your strings slip. There's all kind of problem with pins, and this is like an unknown problem that you don't even know about because all you look down is you see the pins. Okay, there's been different methods of trying to make the acoustic guitar sound better over the years. People have used different types of pin materials, you know, ebony, plastic, ivory, brass, all kind of different stuff. But this this blows all that stuff out of the water. It's not even close. You can put diamond pins in your guitar. It's not going to help the tone because the pins do not engage the top of the guitar properly until now. Okay, now what I'm going to show you here is with the ToneBar, it eliminates the pins. It improves the tone and playability of the guitar because you can get your hands over the bridge without the pins. All the strings line up. Okay, let me show you what I'm talking about here. We'll go with this one first. This is a cheap plywood, Indiana. They make Spencers. They make all kinds of different ones. If you bought 1,000, they put your name on them. But this is a cheap acoustic guitar, but it has a ToneBar inside of it. I hope you can see that. There's no pins. Okay, I'll get more close-ups of this later. But you get more palm muting capabilities. There's no pins. If I close up, sorry, my thing fell off. If I close up this hole I drug in there, now I'm going to use the thinnest pick you can almost get. This is a 46 millimeter pick. With a ToneBar in there, you get lots more sustain. Every note rings out. It makes the top of the guitar vibrate like never before. I discovered this a long time ago. Well, about 3 or 4 years ago, and when I discovered it, I was amazed at what it did. That I started experimenting on it and come up with a way to mount it, and I thought it was such a great idea that I needed to apply for a patent, and I have, and my patent has been filed. My provisional patent has been filed. All this stuff is in the patent. I make ToneBars for acoustic guitars. I make a double ToneBar for a 12-string. I got a video coming up that I put a 12-string Martin, restrung it with a double ToneBar. I got the prints for all that. I can even put a ToneBar in a acoustic bass. It makes an acoustic bass sound amazing, better than it ever did before because, like I said, the strings are not engaging the top. They're just stuck in there randomly, and they're just loosey-goosey. Okay, I'll show you this right here. This is a ToneBar. It's a piece of brass, about the same material as the brass ball ends on the strings. Okay, so I discovered this. I've investigated it. I've tested it. I've verified it. I've researched this on the patent website. I've experimented with the different materials, different widths, different thicknesses, all this kind of stuff. I've worked on this for 4 years and finally got my patent, my provisional patent filed, and I'm bringing this to the public for the first time. Okay, they're going to be sold on. You can get them directly from me on the link below of this video. Just PayPal me. I'll have my PayPal address in there. They're 15 bucks, free shipping. And you don't. I'm not selling strings. I'm selling tone bars. You can use. I've got 1, 2, 3. I got 5 acoustic guitars here. I'm going to show you. All of them have the same tone bar in there for years. You don't have to change the tone bar when you change your strings. Now, you may think, well, this is crazy, but what I'm going to tell you here is fact. Okay. The tone bar, when you get it, one end is bent to a 45-degree angle. That's to facilitate the sliding over of the strings. Now you can start with the E string, slide the E string on, the A, the D, the G. You can do it that way. And then I'll show you how to install this on your guitar. It's a little different method than what you're used to, but it's a better method once you wrap your head around it and then understand what it does. Okay. Once you get all your strings on there, then I just use a little block with a hole in it and just bend up the end to keep them from sliding off. And then I hold the tone bar like this, and I pull it up through the guitar like a ponytail, and then it engages the bottom of the guitar like that. Okay. Now you can put the strings on the tone bar like I said with the big E first, and then all of them in that way. Or you can turn it around and put the little E on first, and the B, and the G, and the D. Doesn't matter. However you want to put them on, as long as they're in order. And on the guitar right, and you pull them up through the sound hole like a ponytail. Okay. Like I said, I've verified this. I've researched it. I've perfected it. I've confirmed it. This is a valid, proven way to install your strings that changes the way the strings will be mounted from this day forward. This is the dawning of a new way of installing strings that will change your playability and the tone of your guitar for the better. Throw those pins away. They're useless. They are useless. I can't believe anybody hadn't come up with this yet. But, I had a little guitar repair shop, and it just came to me one day, and I started working on it, and I'm like, man, that makes a difference. And then I'll show you what my real inspiration was. Okay, now get back here to my notes here. with pins in your guitar, your strings are just helter-skelter. They're just one ball maybe this way and one ball maybe the other way. But with a tone bar, all your ball ends line up the way they was wound on the machine that made the strings. They all line up. They're pulling. When you string this guitar up, that tone bar is engaging the bridge plate all the way across from the inside of the ball end. Just forces it onto the bridge plate, which activates the top, which activates the bridge. A lot of pins with pins, it's almost like your strings are trying to rip your bridge right off the top of the guitar. Manufacturers have also come up with the top load bridge, where like on some other guitars they have a ridge here with holes in them, and you slide the strings in that way. I've seen a lot of those break due to the pressure of the ball ends, that they crack and they break, and they're actually trying to rip the bridge off the guitar. Now with a tone bar, with all this downward pressure and this wedging of the bridge plate and the top, the tone bar actually pushes the bridge down on the top, making it vibrate more. When you have a tone bar in your guitar and you strum it, you can feel the extra vibration and the sustain that you're getting. Now I have put tone bars in guitars, and it started rattling real bad. It's because it had a brace broken or cracked, and then that revealed that. But before, you wouldn't have known it because the top didn't vibrate. Okay, this works on plywood guitars. Great, you can buy the $100 plywood Yamaha and put a tone bar in there, and it makes a big difference. Now, other than the 5 guitars I'm going to show you, like I said, I had a little guitar shop for a while before the pandemic hit, and I put this in everybody's guitar that I worked on. But I didn't tell them about it. I put it in there just to verify what it does, and then I went, oh yeah, it does work on this guitar, on that guitar, on that guitar. But I took it out and restrung their guitars like they're supposed to and give them back to them. And I'm sorry, but now they're our customers that I've installed this in, and they have proven to me that it's a valid theory. Okay. Like I said, when the pins are in there, they don't engage the top of the guitar. They slip, they move, they're hard to get out. They're hard to you don't even see what's going on because all you do is look at those pretty pins at the bottom. It's when you got a tone bar in your guitar, you can look down, like you can see the holes in there. You can look down your guitar holes and see all the ball ends lined up. They just line up. And then if that's weird to you, if you like your guitar and you're used to playing with pins in it, then just buy some cheap plastic pins, cut them in half, and just stick them in there, and you can cover the holes up. It doesn't affect the tone bar. The tone bar is still going to do what it's supposed to do, which is, excuse me, give the guitar a better tone. But the pins aren't going to, enhance that. They're just going to cover up the hole to allow you to play it the way you normally did. But if you don't use the pins and cut them in half, you got much greater palm muting. I mean, it's a game changer in the playability of acoustic guitar without changing the guitar at all. Okay, let's see. The tone bar lines the strings with full contact across the bridge plate, which creates better string vibration, and it, like I said, I call it sonic coupling. It sonically couples the strings through the tone bar to make the bridge plate, the bridge, and the top vibrate, which makes the guitar louder. Every note is kind of clear and defined. I put a double tone bar in a Martin 12 string, and you could hear every octave string, the high octave is on the top, and every high octave string just rang out, and the regular string did too. It was a great definition of a 12 string I've never heard before, but that's the only one I've done because I only have one 12 string. Okay. Okay. Now, I don't see how in the world that they make really, really good guitars now. And Martin makes some really good guitars. Taylor makes some good guitars. But I'm telling you, with a tone bar, however good that guitar is, they're going to sound exponentially better because now the top is being engaged to perform like it was built to. Okay, better. And then your string, like sometimes I've heard people say this, like sometimes they string their guitar and it sounded good. The next time they did it, it didn't sound as good because the ball ends weren't lined up in the underneath the bridge. Now you get repeatable string changes. When you put one set of strings on there to the next set of strings, it's going to sound the same. Excuse me. Now here's the challenge that I tell people. They say, well, if I put a new set of strings on, my guitar's going to sound better because it's got a new set of strings on it. That's true, but what I'm telling you people, you great guitar players out there, and not so great guitar players like myself, that use the same set of strings that's on it. Play your guitar, listen to it, feel the vibration, unloosen them, throw the pins away, put a tone bar in there with the same set of strings. This is patent pending, the tone bar. Put a tone bar in there with the same set of strings, string it back up, and then you tell me what the difference is. And you're going to be telling me what the difference is because there is a difference. This is not an illusion. It's reality. It's sonic coupling. not a sonic illusion. Okay. Sonic coupling, downward pressure on the bridge. I covered that a while ago. The clarity of the notes I talked about. The tone bar finally allows the top of the guitar to vibrate like never before. Okay, now, I call on guitar shops. A lot of people can change their own strings. A lot of people can't. A lot of people take their guitar to a guitar store. Hey, change my strings. I'm calling on guitar shops to stock the tone bar. Excuse me. So when people come in, you have them on hand till you can install them in their guitar. You're going to sell more guitar strings because people want the tone bar in there and they want a new set of strings on a guitar. I'm not selling you strings. I'm selling tone bars. And I sell them to shops. And when you get a tone bar, what you get is you get an instruction sheet that tells you how to install them. You get a sticker for your guitar case, and then you get a tone bar, and they're all serial numbered. This was 197. I don't know what number this is, but you'll get it, and I'll log it in to my tone bar logbook when you buy one, and your name will be in the history list of people, the first one to get it. Now, I'll sell these, like I said, $15, free shipping, with my PayPal email at the bottom. They'll be on eBay in a day or two, and they'll be the same price, and it'll be free shipping. Okay, but I will accept dealers, and I can ship them in bulk, and you can have them on hand, and you don't, they'll be a little bit cheaper because you're not getting the instruction book, my card, and the sticker that you put on your guitar case. Those are separate. That's why the package costs so much. Okay. So, all right. Okay, since I discovered this and started putting them in my guitars, it breaks my heart. I mean, it really does. When I see great players on CMT or YouTube and they're playing these great, $5,000 acoustic guitars, and they got pins in them. They have never realized. I'm gonna call out somebody. I had this hat on here when I met Vince Gill. And you've seen the videos. He's got drawers full of vintage Martins, but not one of them will sound the same after they get a tone bar in them. Vince, get one. Trust me, you'll have one in every one of your guitars. Okay, like I said, it breaks my heart, and the tone is much better. And all the guitars that's been made, I don't care how fancy they are, how expensive they are, the real potential of their voice has never been heard because those pins aren't doing nothing. The tone bar eliminates so many problems that you didn't even know existed. Because all you see is the pins. Once the tone bar is installed, you'll hear and feel the difference. All the great guitars should have them in it, and all the guitars in the future should have them in it. Yeah, and use the strings that are on your guitar to see the difference. Like I said, I'm not trying to sell you strings. I'm selling you tone bars. Okay, I make them myself. It's a process. It's a proprietary process. The patent tells what it is and how to install it, but the process is proprietary and private, and I came up with that. The strings are enjoyable. Get rid of the pins. The pins are a waste of time. Okay, like I said, I might have a double tone bar for a 12 string that comes in a set, and then a slightly bigger tone bar for acoustic basses that make them vibrate. Like I said, you'll see this soon on eBay, and I'm working on. I got my UPC code, and they'll be on Amazon here shortly. Okay, now let me show you what this does here. I'm going to show you some guitars here real quick. You've seen this. That's how the tone bar goes in there. After it's in, tone bar patent pending. Okay, we'll set that over here. You've seen this guitar. This is the prototype with the tone bar in there where you can see it cut away. 36mm pick. Plywood top, still vibrate. Okay, let's put that down. Let's try this one. This is a Japanese Epiphone. No pins, not a cutaway. It rings out forever. No pins. Not holding it to nothing. It's the whole guitar vibrating. Okay, that's a small body Epiphone made in Japan. Okay, now here's my road dog, my trigger, as you might, as Willie would say. This is an Epiphone, the same model as that one. It's been through the drug down the street. It's got a Dan Electro pickup in it. Got electric strings, 11 to 52, I think. ToneBar in there. Beat up. Rings out forever. These plywood guitars don't sound like this without a ToneBar in them. It's got thin electric strings on acoustic. If you look down there, you'll see all the ball ends lined up. Okay, now that's that one. Now here is an acoustic electric. This is the Epiphone John Lennon signature guitar. Those have plywood tops. This has a solid spruce top. Again, electric strings, 11 to 52, but because it's got an electric pickup on it. It makes the pickup, you have to turn it down a little bit because it vibrates so much, it makes the pickup vibrate more. Okay, last but not least, was kind of the inspiration for this. This, you've never seen one of these. This is a D18 kit with herringbone D28 binding, a D'Angelico headstock, my W in the headstock, D'Angelico tuners on it. It's just a D18 kit. But when I built this thing, I didn't want to put pins in it. I said, why am I spending all this time working on this expensive guitar and I'm just going to put some plastic pins in it? That doesn't make sense to me. So during the completion of this is kind of the evolution of the ToneBar, because it all came together on this guitar. There's nothing that'll okay. You don't know me, you don't have to trust me, I'm just telling you, this thing works. The ToneBar makes guitars sound better than they did before. It eliminates problems you never even knew you had. Okay, now we're going to get down to the nitty gritty and show you how to install one of these. Alright, that's what you've been waiting for. Now, what we're going to do here, this is just an old junky Johnson guitar. Nothing in it, no neck, no nothing, but it's a good example because it's okay. This is going to be the simplest explanation of the installation of the ToneBar. Okay, when you get a ToneBar, this is what you get. You get the ToneBar, patent pending. Okay, we're going to use the strings already laid out here. Here's how you do it. Been a lot of questions about this. You just lay your tone bar down on the top of your guitar. You take the first string, this is just a mock-up, you put the string down in the hole. Down in the hole. Okay, then you stick your hand down in here, and you pull the string up. The tone bar falls down inside there, it doesn't hurt nothing. Okay, so here's your tone bar. It's bent at one end to allow the string to slide on. Okay, so you slide the first string on, get it over the ball end, and it slides on just like that. Now, you've got control of it here. So just lay it down. Doesn't matter. Take your second string. It's different than putting pins in, but once you figure it out, it's easier. Okay, so second string goes down inside. Put your hand down in there. You can feel it. It'll come up. You load the second string on there. Slide it on. Now you got two strings on. Third string. I'm not going to stick my hand through the holes here. We're going to do it all like it's a regular body. Stick your other string through. You'll feel it. Pull it back up through. Slide it on your tone bar. We've got 3 strings on there now. 3 more to go to 6 string. Don't worry about the tone bar flopping around. You got complete control over it. Put your 4th string down in there. You'll feel it. Just pull it up. Load it on the tone bar. Just slide right on. Alright, now once you do that, take the slack out. Then your tone bar will sit right there. Okay. 5th string. Stick it down in the hole. You feel it. Come right up. This is the purple one. This is probably a set of Diodarios. Mr. Diodario, if you're watching, I'd like to license this to you. Okay, 6th string. Same as the others. Stick it down in the hole. You'll feel it. Slide it on. Okay, now everything about this tone bar is designed for a specific purpose. Okay, now since you got all your strings on here, I take a little bitty block with a hole in it and stick it in the end and just bend it up. See, I just bent that up to 90, the way it looks in the logo. Okay, now the trick is you hold. The sticker doesn't get in the way with nothing. The sticker's there just to identify it. The trick is to hold it like this. Take the slack out of your strings and then just kind of space them out a little bit, kind of like try and match your bridge. And then the trick is you pull it through like a ponytail. You see that? I got all the strings on there. I'm going to pull it up through here like a ponytail. And then you can just kind of let it go. Then you can look down the sound hole, and all the strings are lined up on the tone bar. Okay, and then you just pull your string up, and I tighten up the middle ones first. Okay, I'm going to do this from 3 different angles. Okay, so the trick is pulling it through like a ponytail. Once you get it in there and tighten all the strings up, the tone bar will engage. You can kind of with the sticker on there, you can kind of feel where it's at. You can feel all your tone bar, all your ball ends lined up. Okay, and you string your guitar up. You're gonna get better tone, more palm muting, no pins. Okay, now how do you get them out? How do you get a tone bar out? Same way. Unloosen all the strings. Cut the ends off however you want to do it. Reach down in there, loosen it, and it just comes out like that. And then you just take your little, you can use a crescent wrench or whatever you want to use. You bend it back open, and then you slide the strings off. And then you just pull them through, and then you just repeat what you just saw. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing with a different angle. Okay, stand by. Okay, this is an angle from the bottom of the guitar. You've got your tone bar. You've loaded your strings on your tone bar. Bent the end up. You've taken the tension off. Okay. And you're going to line it up. You're going to line your strings up, your ball ends up. Just kind of, don't have to be perfect, just line them up. Take the tension out. See how I'm pulling it up through the bottom? And you just kind of let it go. And then the strings just kind of magically, the ball ends just slide into place because you're pulling straight up on them. And then you lay it down, and then you have your tone bar installed. Just tune the guitar up. See how much contact the tone bar has with the bridge plate. The pins don't do nothing. I'm not going to keep bashing the pins because they're a thing of the past. When you get your tone bar in there, you just kind of push it down. These wings here are just kind of like they're there for the installation. They're there to keep the tone bar flat, to give it strength at the end. Okay. Now, same thing. We got a tone bar on here. It's been on there for quite a while. We need to change the strings. Well, how you get it off? You just loosen the strings, and then you just basically just let the tone bar just fall down, and you pull out. You pull out this. If you cut them off, you just pull them all the way out, and then you start all over. It's restraining your guitar. Okay. The tone bar, patent pending. This should change the way guitars are strung all through the future. Thank you.